Yeah, 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 I love the smile in your face. I know that you got what it takes. Plus you working, ain't no breaks, yeah. You got that vibe, mama, you already know, yeah. This is the Darling Talk Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Darling Talk Show. I am your host, Alexa Darling, and y'all listen. Today's guest, this is like a full circle moment for me right now, by the way. And we're gonna get to that. But y'all, I have Kira J in the building. Hey, my love, how are you?
Insert audience class.
Hello, yes, because when I tell you, I am so grateful that you're here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you
value
for
people's
having
time.
me.
Yes, and so let me just tell you guys, like, by the way, y'all, we're not drinking wine today, okay? It is Sunday. It is 10:52 in the morning right now, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Kira don't drink. I keep calling you Kira. Kira don't drink. So I'm just drinking my coffee, and she's drinking her water.
Yes.
Okay. So before each episode, we always toast.
Okay. We could toast with our H2O.
Do you want to toast? Do you want to do the toast? Or you want me to do it?
You could do it.
All right. So we're gonna toast to you being here, us connecting finally.
I know.
And I feel like this is gonna be a life-changing episode for a lot of people. So we're gonna toast to that.
Yes.
Salute. Cheers.
That's what my daughter always says. Salute.
Salute. Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Every single time we cheers.
Okay, y'all. So just want to first, of course, tell the audience who you are before I start talking, because I'm going to talk.
My name is Kira J. I am a creative from Harlem, New York City. I like to say creative because I do all things under the umbrella. I do poetry, I write books, I paint, I design, I cook. So anything that is involved in the creative. I can do everything but dance. So there's that.
I love that because you're right. I like to dance, but I can't. I'm a little stiff girl. So like I tell
you, I could sing and write a song in 5 minutes. I can't bust a move. So, can't have everything.
It's just, I feel like you're just good with your words.
Thank
you.
And
that's a gift that you have. And I'm like,
gift of articulation.
Like the way, yes. I struggle with that. I do. So like when I just watch her videos and how you come up with this like great poems, like I be like, ooh, and I relate to you so much. So y'all, let me just give you guys a little backstory, how we even got here, right? So I actually read one of her books back in 2017 or 20. It was like a while back. My friend at the time, she had your book, and we had went to I think we were doing some photos for like this like glasses company that I was working with at the time, and she gave me your book. So I was like, I looked at the back of the book, and I was like, wait, and I was like, I need to read this book. So I went and got it because it was her book, but I went and got the book and read the book, and I was like, whoa. And then I don't know. Then I followed you on Instagram. I connected with you on Instagram. I don't think you even knew who I was. And so then, of course, time passed. And I reached out to you. I don't know. Something told me, like, because you said you moved to Houston. And I was like, oh, she's in Houston.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
bet. So I just felt like it would be great for you to come on the show. And I honestly didn't think you were going to respond.
Why?
I don't know. I'm thinking, like, I think we're in an era where a lot of people, like, let's be for real, like, when it comes to like the whole following count, it gets to their heads, and they do not know how to, stay humble. So I was like, I don't think she's going to respond, but let's see. And you did. So I was like, oh, she responded. And so like I said, I'm glad that you're here. I think this is going to be so great. And I want to get to know you in real life. Like,
well, let's do it. I'm an open book.
Yeah. So first, tell me like your upbringing in New York. I know you're from New York. So if you want to kind of like just paint a picture of how you grew up back over there and like the things that you...
I'm the second to youngest child.
Okay.
So I grew up very protected. Because of this, I didn't really know how to stand up for myself a lot growing up. So I got into a lot of situations with bullying. And from bullying, it turned into me fighting back. And from fighting back, it turned into just like straight juvenile delinquent, right?
Really?
Because you go from having to defend yourself to now I dare somebody to play with me. So there was that sweet, innocent child that turned into the child who's always fighting or police or something crazy. It was a mess. But I guess the more I just fell in love with my writing, the more I wanted to be Kira with the books instead of Kira that was just having whole projects come out and cause a scene.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was always smart though. I was
Yeah.
always like honor student, but I was always getting into fights.
Mm.
And when I created the Kira J public figure persona,
Yeah.
and schools in the city started booking me to help with the violence or assemblies to come and talk to the young girls.
Right.
I was like, you know what? The only way that you can combat that is if you acknowledge your own past and your own behaviors. And I started doing things like reaching out to girls I used to fight and having conversations with them. And so basically, I transitioned from being that quiet, sweet, second to youngest sibling, the youngest girl. I'm the third girl in a row. To violence, to writing. And once I found writing, that's when everything kind of changed for me.
Wow.
So I became a published author as a teenager.
Wow. That was gonna be my next question. Like, how did you get into, like being a poet and stuff like that? So basically, you just been writing since you was like a teenager.
Yes, since I was 9.
Girl.
Yes, I love it.
I love that for you. And I think that you have changed so many like people's lives with that. Like just, because I know for me, the way I can relate to you is like you're very open and vulnerable online. Absolutely. And I started like reading your tweets and stuff. And I was like, she just don't care about anything. Like she will just tell you how she feels. And one of the things that I've always wanted to do, like on my platform, is just be more vulnerable. But I feel like, I don't want you to know that about me.
Right.
And I love that you are so like shameless.
What I like to say is, vulnerability does come with a cost. So my goal is to be so vulnerable in public that other people who are struggling with transparency and vulnerability can be vulnerable in their personal lives.
Yeah.
So for vulnerability for you might not look like telling all your business on Twitter, but it might look like going to your group chat, going to your girls and telling them what's going on. As long as you can exercise some form of vulnerability.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for the internet and the world.
Right.
I just was the martyr. I just did it. I just did it because somebody had to do it. Somebody got to say it.
But that's the thing. People need that, right? Because it's like, girl, when I tell you, like I said, I relate to you so much. I see myself in you because of your experiences. And of course, I'll tell you more about me, right? Like when it comes to like this man.
Talk about it.
Oh my God. Like the dating life and like, it's just been a struggle for me. Like, and I know you talk a lot about love. You're like a lover girl.
Oh,
and we know that. And I am too. But it's like at some point I was going through a season of like, man, I don't want to be a lover girl no more. Like I want to be,
I call it toxic hero season.
Ooh.
If you watch me from 2022 to end of 2023, I was on my bullshit.
And it's like you did a whole 180, right? We're going to get into that. But I'm just like, dang, like, I want to know more about that with you though. Like, what was it about like this man that made you? Okay, let me make sure I put the question out correctly. Like you have been very open about your sex life and how sex has been healing for you and all the things. Look at your face.
I'm having a flashback.
And like, and you said there was this video. You said this is my sister not fucking, like, and you was so open about it, like I don't care. And I had a sister like that too, like where I just wanted to have sex and not necessarily to like kill myself, but I was enjoying it and it made me feel good, right? Talk about that, like give me more insight on that. Like how do you?
I think that because sex is such an energy that you have to be mindful of the energy that you're having sex in, right?
Yeah.
One thing about me, if I'm battling depression or I'm sad, I don't have sex. If I'm having a season where I just don't feel like myself, then I don't have sex. That's when I'm abstaining.
Yes.
But when I'm happy and everything is going good in life, I like to further manifest that energy on some D. So I think that's how sex doesn't end up to your detriment. Because if you're having sex during your sad seasons, then it's going to be bad for you. You're going to have sex with the wrong people.
Yeah.
You're going to have sex the wrong way. You're going to be spiraling. But if you focus on, you know what, life is good.
Yeah.
Let's make it great.
I'm glad you said that because I don't have anyone in my life that I've been like I regret having sex with that
Me
person.
neither.
Yeah, like because I'm very. I
mean, I probably had like a 1 or 2,
yeah,
which is how I learned the lesson.
Yeah,
but for the most part, I've had a blast.
Yes.
Because I don't have sex from my wounds.
Yes.
And then it's like people hear you talk about how much you love sex, and they just assume that you're just out there having sex with anybody.
Right.
But
which
it's
is
just
not true.
It's just genuinely me loving the energy of it, and when life is going good for me, and then I'm adding sex, that sexual element into it, it just goes so much better. So.
Okay.
I've had a time.
Listen. No, for like I think number one, I want to say a lot of people are ashamed of being open about their sexuality, right? Like,
sure.
we all have sex. We all do. And I know for me, I love it, but I think also I had to be more like, I think right now I'm in a season in my life where I'm becoming a little bit more like stingy with my energy, right? And that's not only with like men, but also with even women, like my platonic relationships. Like I've been in my season, like I know you went through a season of isolation
I'm still in
last
it.
year. You still in it, right?
I'm still in it.
Because I know y'all, by the way, she was supposed to come to my event. She was supposed to be part of my event. You went to New York. And then you're back here now. So what happened during that season, or what's happening now, because you're in it right now?
Absolutely. So I had allowed my life in Houston to look like everyone else's life around me. Ooh. And I kind of forgot what I moved here for. I kind of forgot the goals that I came here with and the plan that I came to this city with. And then I told myself, like, if you were going to get here and be consumed with everyone else's plans for you, then you could have stayed at home. You know, you're a New Yorker at heart. So we don't follow. Yeah. We lead or we stay the course. So it's kind of like I had to just get back to my own energy. Being out here, I had a lot of other people's energy on me. So I had to go through that separation of, listen, I can't have this one, that one, da-da-da-da-da. And I went home and I got so grounded and I felt like, oh yeah. Yeah,
I was watching you. You were actually very like writing, intentional. It seemed like you were very like protected of your own energy.
Yes.
And
I believe in deadlines though.
Okay.
So if I tell myself I'm gonna do something in 1 month, it's getting done in 1 month.
Give me a high five.
No matter what.
What's your birthday?
August 19th.
You a Virgo?
Leo.
You a Leo? Mom is a Leo. Wow, you give me Virgo energy.
Well, end of August.
Yeah, because that getting shit done thing, it's like you gotta do it.
I'm an executioner, so I told myself, listen, you gonna go home, but you're not gonna stay home. You're gonna give yourself this amount of time. This is exactly what you're doing in that amount of time.
That's good.
And when this time is up, that time is up. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no extensions. Yeah. Get it done in that time. And I dropped everything to focus on getting my book done and getting back to Houston.
Yeah. I love that. And look, you're back. And time is going by so fast.
It is. It's like, already almost May.
It's crazy. So, man, like, what was it about Houston, though? Like, do you think that, because I feel like, girl, this city can be a little, it's a lot of distraction happening here. Even me, I be thinking about getting out of here sometimes because it's like, okay, I've been here for 14 years and I feel like it's time to go somewhere else and somewhere new where nobody knows me. But do you feel like you had, like, maybe, like, the wrong people around you? Was it, like, do you struggle with people, like, getting closer to you because of who you are? I mean, you have a huge brand, and I don't know if that was
I've just accepted that I'm at the point in my career where there's nowhere I'm gonna go where somebody don't know me. I done been out the country and people catch me in the airport. You know what I mean? So it's not a matter of go where everything is new. It's go where you are grounded. And I've moved to a lot of cities. I'm very sporadic, right? Growing up, I went to like 5 high schools. Wow. So I've lived in California. I've lived in Atlanta. I'm from New York. So Houston was the only place that I had a calling to actually come back to. Yeah. Because when I moved out of LA, I never moved back to LA. When I moved out of Atlanta, I never went back to Atlanta. So I was like, I can't let Houston be just another thing that I've tried and I moved on to the next thing because I'm good for moving on to the next thing. Yes. But my therapist actually said, the thing that's going to make Houston different is if you don't treat it like you're moving back. You have to treat it like you're moving there for the first time. Because if you go back to Houston with the same mindset that you left in, you're going to go right back to them same habits, them same patterns, and that same spiral. So this is like, I'm back, but I just got here. Yeah. And I've been here almost 3 years, but I just got to Houston.
I love that. So it's like you're starting over again.
I'm starting over.
When you came back, none of that stuff happened.
None of it happened. This is my clean slate. I don't care. Whatever you remember, forget, because I did. Like,
no, I feel like you have to train your mind, though. Like, man, look, I don't know. It's something about me that I do. I'd be like, it's like I don't fuck people out of my brain. Like, even if we were cool at some point, and if we're not cool anymore, I don't even know. I don't know that man. I don't know that person anymore. Like,
you Virgo then?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, really? Leo and Taurus is like this. What's your birthday?
May 11th.
It's coming up.
Yeah, girl. So it's like, I have a lot of like, I'm very grounded too. And so I think it for me has been so hard. Like, for some reason, I always attract like air signs though. And I feel like we don't get along. Like, they be in the air, I be grounded. I'll be over here. And it's like, it doesn't
See,
work
as a
out.
fire sign, I'm always like,
Yes, and
everything has to be vibrant, loud, and energetic.
I'm Leo rising though.
So you know that's going to dominate your chart.
For sure. For sure.
Leo anywhere on your chart is going to dominate it.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's so interesting. But I also want to go back to, okay, like the lover girl thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that has been like challenging for you, being a lover girl and like finding, you know, your partner? Or first of all, are you even trying to like be in a relationship? Like, what does it look like? What does it look like for you?
Since I've been in therapy, I learned that, you know, a lot of the problems that I complain about are based upon the situations that I created for myself.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've had this thing of going after the wrong man just to have something to write about.
Girl, you know what? This is what I'm saying. This is what I relate
just
to
to
you.
shake things up.
Yeah.
So it's like, now that I'm actually doing the work, I can step back from that victim standpoint, and accountability looks like, oh, we both had some shit with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it has been a challenge, but I've been the challenge. And as I change, then things are going to be less challenging for me moving forward.
Yeah, I love your mindset. I love that you're the accountability part, right? Like knowing that you have some things that you have to work on, because that's the only way that you're going to attract the right person for you. It's funny because I'm in that season right now. I had a boyfriend, right? We broke up at the beginning of the year, and I thought it was gonna be my husband. Girl, delusional, okay? Mind you, he had like all the red flags. I seen all the red flags, and for some reason, I just didn't want to like accept the red flags at that moment, because to me it was like, that's gonna be my husband. And then when everything was over, I was like, nah, something is wrong, because I kept going through the same experiences with the same man. Same type of men, and I came up to the conclusion that I love narcissists. Like, I attract narcissistic men, and it's something about them that I like. So I was doing my research, right? I even looked up what that word looked like. What is that? Like, what is really a narcissistic person? And then I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my dad. My dad has all these traits,
Right.
and so that's what like it comes down to. Like, that's like, I'm used to that.
Once you unpack the reason why you chose someone, it becomes a lot easier for you to move forward and not continue to choose that same person.
Yeah.
Because until we get the lesson, we're going to keep going through the class over
Yes,
and over and over.
over and
Got to
over.
pass? You ain't passed it this time? Okay, we
Jesus.
finna go again. So I've had the pattern of choosing men that need my help. You know, that need me to pour into them, and rejecting the men that seem
Like
they have
emotional
all that
help, or
emotional,
Okay.
creative, business, or whatever. So I've rejected a lot of men that kind of had it together, because I found that my value was in my acts of service.
Wow.
So if I feel like I can't pour into you too much, then I need to pull back, because what I'm supposed to do here. But then that's part of me. I always talk about how controlling I am. I was. How controlling I was.
That's
In
good,
past
right?
tense, I've been changing these things about myself.
Right.
But in that form of control, I've wanted to make the outcome of your life look like how I want it to look. So I'm seeking that validation of you by making things better. Or I came and I did this. Or
Yeah.
I came and I did that. And it's all bullshit when you unpack
Yeah,
it.
it is. And I'm like, good thing that you're going to therapy, girl. I cannot afford therapy right now. Okay?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
BetterHelp has payment plans. You can get coupon codes. You can pay
Really?
weekly fees, all of that.
I didn't know that. I need
Yes.
to look into it.
I got you.
I tried. Okay.
I got
Okay.
you. You could do virtual. You can do
Okay.
phone. You can do email. I love it. I love and it works out for me because I do travel.
So it's very convenient. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I do therapy every Mondays. I go tomorrow,
Oh, I
so I'm
love
excited.
that.
It's a perfect way to start the week.
I do need to do it, because mind you, I've done a lot of like self work with myself. So I'm very self aware of like the things that I need to work on. But I do know that I do need that extra help, right? Like speaking to somebody, and just like, and I don't mind sharing my business. I don't care about that. I just need somebody to help me out, because eventually I'm about to be 28, girl. Like,
Oh, you're a baby.
I
feel good to be able to say that.
wow. Yeah, but I'm thinking about like, wow, like, you know, I want to build. I want to be with someone that I can build with, like, and I'm a lover girl too. So I've always wanted to love on a man, and you know, but get that same love in return, because I
Love the
feel
right
like I
man.
don't get that. Girl, I don't be
You wanna
getting
love the
that
right man.
right love. Like, I be pouring, but man, I'm like, I'm gonna cook for this man. I'll do this, I'll do that, and I don't ever get that in return.
How much of the love that you pour into men do you pour into Alexa? How often do you take yourself on
Kira!
dates? How often do you say, you know what, I'm gonna get dressed up, I'm gonna cook for myself?
I do that though.
Okay.
I do. So I
you
do
have
by
to be
myself.
so intentional with that romance. When I tell you
Yeah.
the way that I love on me now,
Yeah.
that by the time a man come along to love me, he's
Yeah.
gonna have to match my energy.
Fact. And I will say this. I have been intentional about cooking at home. Like, girl, the other day I made me a whole expensive meal at home by myself. Made me some salmon.
I
you
be
know, with,
plating.
girl. Like
I be
a
looking like,
whole-
ooh, look at what you did.
and I was taking a picture of it, and I'm like, hey, look, I'm working on my presentation though. I'm not there yet, but the food was amazing, and I was like, I was at home by myself, like sipping my wine, eating my food, and I really was. I enjoy myself. It was on a Saturday. The old me will be out on Saturdays, turning up, drinking, but I was home by myself, chilling. And then I'm like, the dressing up thing. That's what I do all the time. Like, I love getting cute, feeling myself.
I've been buying myself a lot of flowers lately.
I love that. I do that every Friday. So I get myself flowers. I think I even told you the other day, I think you posted something about you were celebrating, I think your 1 year, I think it was your 1 year anniversary of like being sober.
No. Only 3 months, I believe.
It was something else.
3 months, yeah.
Okay. So I told you, get yourself some flowers. And see, it's like it changes your mood.
It does.
It makes you feel good. So I do those things for myself.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of like being patient and just like having discernment too, right, with God. Like, okay, like when it comes to if I meet a guy, knowing like those red flags that are not. Because the other day I went out and I met this dude, and of course he's talking to me and all these things, and I'm just like, okay, he seemed handsome, so I'm gonna give him my number. I gave him my number, blah blah blah. Girl, that night I was out and about with my mom, so I'm like, when I'm out, I don't be on my phone. I'm very present. I don't really like to be on my. I love that. Be present.
Be present.
Yes. Like, I'm not on my phone. Like, so I guess he wanted me to send him some pictures of my full body, because the way we met, it was like we were both in our car. So we didn't get to
spontaneous.
It was very spontaneous, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send some photos. And then I'm like, send me some pictures yourself. So he did. Mind you, I'm out and about, so I didn't even see the photos he sent me. But we're texting, and I was drinking, so I was a little like, I was a little lit. The next day, like I said, I forgot he sent me the photo. So I'm asking him, like, can you send me some pictures of yourself? I don't know what you look like. Girl, this dude gonna say, you must be talking to a lot of niggas, because I sent you some photos last night. I blocked him automatically. Because to me, it's like, why is that the first thing that comes to your mind? Right? Like, and then not only that, what if I was talking to somebody else? I just met you last night.
Right.
Why, like, the entitlement there was not.
Right.
So I blocked him.
It was unattractive.
Very much so. And then he called like a few weeks later, like from a different number. Blocked the number too. Like,
I hate people who call after
but
you block them.
the old me though would have been okay with that. I probably would have just like checked them, and I would have, kept it moving. But like, I'm like, no, like, I have to be set on my boundaries. I don't want a man like that. And if I look like long term, that's not gonna be helpful or. So yeah, I just blocked the nigga. Like, no.
You gotta know what your own deal breakers and red flags are. And if your red flags aren't the deal breakers for you, then you'll be doing a lot of settling.
Oh yeah.
You'll be doing a lot of compromising and excusing. So I think that as I back into the dating space, I won't start dating again until like late October.
Look at you. You have a date?
I had a date. I told you I'll be doing deadlines, girl.
Wait.
Because I'm committing to doing 1 full year.
Okay.
And the last time I had been on a date was like the middle of October.
Wow.
So middle of October is when I'll even think about it. Like, I can't even think about it until the middle of October. But when I do enter the dating space, I'm just super mindful of, this is what I want. This is what I will not compromise on. This is what I bring. This is what the work I've done to change. And I believe that the more work we do on ourselves, the more we require a partner that's also doing the work.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it can't be like, there's a lot of times where I've had these things that I want in my husband that I was not qualified to attract.
Yes.
And there's a lot of times where I have been everything for a man who shouldn't have even had access to me.
Girl.
So it's like alignment.
Yeah.
The more I fall into alignment, the more I know that I'm going to be perfect for the person that I'm waiting for.
Right. And you will find that person. I think it's going to...
They'll
find you.
They're going to find me. I'm not looking.
You're right. They will find
you. I'm done searching for him.
And I think, even like the the choice of words, right, that we also use. You thanks for checking me, girl.
Yes.
Because we have to speak that way.
Yes.
You know.
We attract.
Yes. They will find
pursue.
us.
We attract. So the more I fall into my own alignment, the more I will attract him. He's gonna find me. He's gonna fall into my lap.
Yes.
But
that's right.
all of that going out and looking and where is my husband? I'm not supposed to know where he at. He's supposed to be praying for me.
Yes.
Because he who finds the way finds the good thing.
Hello.
You ain't never heard it the other way.
The other way.
That's what we be doing wrong.
No, yeah.
We ain't
oh,
supposed
wow.
to be. We ain't supposed to be looking for him.
Yeah.
Sit back, live your life, do your work, and he gonna find you. That's it.
That's it. I think when you're looking, you find the wrong thing. And I'm guilty of that.
Because you gotta know what you looking for.
Right.
We think we looking for love, but we looking to fill voids. We think we looking for companionship, and we're looking for attachments, unhealthy attachments. We think we're looking for romance, and we're looking for validation. So if you don't know what you're looking for, then you're gonna keep finding the wrong shit.
Don't look for nothing. Just work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
Work on yourself, and it's gonna come. Yeah.
I encourage. If I don't do nothing on my platform in the next year, it's just to encourage women to go to therapy, go talk to the lady, because it would save us a lot of time.
Yeah, the lady.
The group chat ain't it.
No.
The group chat ain't doing it.
I am very grateful though that I do have like people in my life that are older than me, like mentors, right? People, women, men that I go to, and they keep me very grounded, because I'm very spicy too. Like I'm very like, you know what I mean?
Taurus, I know.
Girl, like, and so they like Alexa, calm down. You know what I mean? Like the other day I was talking to this guy, and I thought things were going, cool. Conversation was great, but like I said, I think a lot of these men these days, they want us to like, go after them and do all, and I'm not doing that. Like, again, like I'm just supposed to be sitting here, and you're supposed to just pursue, right? And then I was going to reach out to him and like cuss him out and just kind of go off on him and check him, but I was like, we were like talking on the phone every day, mind you. I don't call or text this man. This man has been on my line since like 6 months, right? And he'll call and all these things, and I'll answer and all that, talk to him, because I am attracted to him. Let me just say that. But that's it. So the more we're talking, when you're talking to a guy consistently, you kind of like keep expecting that phone call, that text, especially like after you spend time with him. You're like, okay, this is gonna be good, right? And so he just didn't. For some reason, he never called me back. So I was like, I should text him, or I should like see what happened, what's going on. But then I was like, nah, I'm not. I should not be doing that. I don't have to text him. I don't have to reach out. I feel like, okay, tell me if I'm wrong.
You wrong, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Why am I wrong, Kira? Like,
I'll tell you this as someone who has a large quantity of male friends.
Yes, talk to me.
Men love the feeling of reciprocation. So you just sat here and told me for 6 months straight, he called you, he texted you, he's intentional about communicating with you, and you like that, and he's showing you he like you. What did you do to show him that you liked him back? He may have felt like, I'm giving all of this energy. This girl don't even call me, so let me pull back and see if she'll even call. And that ego was like, fuck that, I ain't calling him. I'm a woman, I ain't got to call him. And now he like, well, maybe she didn't like me because I've done it. I've showed her I like her with consistency, and she never called me, so I'm going to just move on to someone who wants to match my vibe. I ain't saying chase him.
Right.
But get up and start walking with him. Don't let the nigga walk by himself.
I would call, okay. Here's the thing, right? When I'm saying 6 months, it's not like it was a consistency call, like him calling me every day.
Okay.
It was very like in and out. Like, so it'll be like, he'll call me like today, and maybe will call me back like 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like he was calling me like every day and I was just like picking up. No. I reciprocate. I really do. Especially if I like you, right? If I find you attractive. So anytime that he would like, when the time that we talked like consistently for like 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, I would reach out. I would, check in. I would text good morning and all the things. And then he will come. We will like spend time together, right? And that's it. But my thing is like, why can't you call? What happened? Like, I'm not gonna be calling. I'm not like, you have to meet me halfway, bro. Like you have to, because for me it's like we seen each other one day. The next day I didn't hear from him, and I haven't heard from him ever since.
How long ago was this?
This is recent.
Okay.
Like last week type thing.
I have this rule that I live by when it comes to friendships, romantic partnerships, business, or anything. My first thought when someone doesn't answer their phone is never, are you ignoring me? it's are you okay? Because people are not always verbally telling you what's going on. You might not know. So I think once you remove that feeling of feeling slighted, that I was just with you when you didn't call me, then you get to find out what it actually is. It could be a multitude of things. It could be mental health related. It could be work related. It could be busy. And it could also be him ignoring you.
Right.
But until you remove that assumption
and
that
just
it's
ask.
just him annoying, just ask.
Yeah.
We're grown-ups.
Yeah.
See, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
So I have to communicate like a 30-something. But as a 20-something, if you start now with just being verbally communicative, hey, you know, I'm just checking in, wondering why I haven't heard from you. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no pride in love to say, hey, how are you? How are you doing? And like I said, when you master discernment, then you'll be able to know if somebody is just ducking you, egging you, they got what they wanted and they moving the fuck on.
Well, that's what I feel like it is.
Versus, damn, I hope he's all right.
I
feel like it's the, y'all fucked, and then he got distant.
Yeah.
And that was the first time you ever fucked him?
No. Damn, I'm vulnerable on my shot. Like, I don't even... Kira!
We forgot we was on camera. But... if this is not the first time you ever fucked him, and you fucked him before and he didn't do that, so where do you get the idea that this is the one time you fucked him and it meant that he was ghosting?
I don't even think it was that though. I just feel like he's just a very inconsistent guy. Beyond the sexual thing, like I think he's just inconsistent. Ever since I met this man, he's been like that.
Bingo. You just answered your own question.
Right. So that's why I don't want to reach out.
Exactly.
So that's exactly why I do not even want to keep talking to him, because it's like, I don't want inconsistency. I want a consistent man. And I don't have to ask you what's up, how you are. I don't care. I don't care how you're doing. I don't give a fuck, honestly, because if you cared about me this much, you would at least reach out and ask me how I'm doing. I don't know.
You know
like,
what I love about this conversation
Kira,
is the start of it to the end of it. We just had two different conversations. Because at the start of the conversation, you said, he's been calling, he's been reaching out. It's been 6 months. We've been talking. And then you kind of realize that, wait, you've always been a little bit inconsistent. You always had a little bullshit.
Yeah,
to
that
you.
was,
So it's like, wait a minute.
That was helpful though.
Yes.
That was helpful
because once we say the things out loud, then
we
realize that this
Child.
motherfucker been doing this. Hold on.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. He been this way.
Yeah.
So leave him to dust.
Yeah, for sure.
He was fun.
For sure. He was
Can't make it
fun.
into summer.
He was very fun. Okay.
Can't make it into
but
summer.
Next, and that's just how I live my life. Like I pay attention to patterns, right?
When
and
someone
once
shows you who they
are, believe them. And even though like it kind of maybe like took some time. I mean, mind you, like I said, you're right. Discernment. Your heart will always tell you, like, not your heart. God will always tell you what's going on. And I just like, I was in bed the other day and I was like, God, thank you, because I prayed.
I pray so much.
So let me. This is funny, right? The day before when he left, because he don't work here. He works out of town. So when he left to work, I prayed about it and I said, Lord, if this is what you want for me, show me. If this is not what you want for me, also show me. And I always pray to God to communicate with me in a way that I can understand. So him doing that, it was just, for me, that's God telling me that's not the man for you. Because if that was the man for me, God would have shown me otherwise.
I always say that prayer of, God, please remove anybody from my life who is not for me. And the thing about that prayer, it works fast. But it always works in surprising ways.
Oh my God.
It's never who you think it is, but it's always who it needs to be. It's never going to be who you think it is, but it's always going to be who it needs to be. Yeah. And when you say that prayer, you can't resist.
And you got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared, and you got to be accepting.
Yeah.
Because that prayer comes with a lot of acceptance.
Yes.
And I always double back to it. I don't just say, God, please remove anybody from my life who is not for me. Yeah. I say, God, please bring the people who are meant for me and allow them to find me.
I love that.
Because as you make those removes, you got to bring the people in abundance. You take, but you bring.
Absolutely.
So every time I pray somebody out my life, God sends me somebody like, here.
Yeah.
This is what's for you. This is who they've been blocking from coming into
your
space.
I love
bring
that.
Bring that prayer full circle. Bring that prayer full circle.
Girl, you have to, man. You have to keep God first. And that's one thing that I realized, like, the older we get, the more we have to be like in tune with God, because that's the only way that we're going to be guided and know when things are supposed to be and when things are not supposed to be.
Absolutely.
When we try to figure things out on our own,
we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing, and we're gonna be caught in the same cycle over and over and over and over again. So I'm just like, what church you go to church?
No, I'm spiritual.
Okay, you're spiritual, so you don't go to church. Okay, we're gonna talk about that off camera, because I don't want to, that on here. I mean, I don't think that you care, but I don't think we have that time anyway. But, girl, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, y'all, by the way, Kira has a new book.
Yes.
So spill the tea about the book.
So my latest book, The Side Effects of Heartbreak, unpacks a lot of the side effects that we experience when we go through devastating relationships, from isolation to denial and delusion, from promiscuity, because that's one that's not talked about often, from letting yourself go to anger and sadness. I collaborated with 8 therapists that introduce each chapter and give clinical advice and solutions. So the book is never going to replace therapy, but it is going to act as a guide to lead you there.
I love that.
So my goal for this year is to lead as many people to therapy as I can through the side effects of heartbreak.
Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. And let me tell you, you have encouraged me to go to actually like go on BetterHelp.
I got you. I'll help you sign up.
Please. Because I'm excited for that. Like, I cannot wait to actually have someone I can talk to. And I just want to say that your aura and your energy is so like amazing.
Thank you.
Like, oh my God, y'all, she's so great. Like, she's like who y'all see on social media, that's who she is in real life. And I think that is very important, because people be lying out here.
People be lying.
So tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at All Things Kara J, and you can find me on every other platform at I Am Kara J.
Period. And y'all, make sure, please subscribe to our channel. Make sure you guys, if you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to share this with a friend, with your auntie, your mom, whoever you think is going to be like, who's going to need this message. I think it was so good. So I'll see you guys on the next episode, and y'all have a blessed one.
You got what it takes, plus you working, ain't no breaks, yeah. You got that vibe, mama, you already know, yeah. This is the Darling Talk Show. Yeah, 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 yeah.